Hello, what is up everyone? So this is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Biohazard 3 Last Escape in Japanese. My name is Carcinogen and I play a lot of Resident Evil games. I'll be running the any % category. Just be going through the game straight up. This is the PC version. The PC version you can skip doors as well as cutscenes. Took me a little bit of adjusting to get used to.
Sorry, was I supposed to start the timer?
Oh yeah, actually start, sorry. Go.
Alright.
Alright, so first zombie here. You recover all your health regardless, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tank the hit on this one. Keep going. Took a little bit of getting used to play the PC version because normally I play on console. Basically, while you can skip doors, certain doors you have to kind of delay a little bit, like this one.
September 28th, daylight.
I had to delay it for like
monsters have overtaken
2 cycles
the
of
city.
this step noise.
Somehow.
Because if I skipped it any earlier, then the loading time would have taken a lot longer. Yep. But yeah, there's, let's see, not too terribly much going on at the beginning. Gotta get rid of these playing manuals here, because I didn't do a clear file on this save beforehand, so they're still in my inventory. But outside of door skipping, there is another trick that I use called delayed input cancel. I think it was found by Dudley C. I could be wrong. But anyway, the trick itself, you have to press left and right at the same time, basically. You can configure that in the game's options menu, and it allows you to select yes or no about a frame clicker. So I just like have left and right set to one button. Oh man, that would have been so cool if I actually got it. The emergency evade system in this game, pretty sure it's this game and Resident Evil Dead Aim are the only Resident Evil games that actually have the emergency evade system. But emergency evading in Resident Evil 3, it's not something that you can really use easily unless you have a working knowledge of how it works mechanically. And delay the skip here, turn around, trigger the end of the cutscene. But anyway, the emergency evade system, basically the time between Jill standing and raising her gun whenever you press the R1 button. Those are her, those are what I like to call her aiming frames. And if an enemy's attack lands anywhere in those frames, then she'll execute a shove or a dodge depending on the enemy. So for Nemesis over here, we're just going to choose to investigate Brad's corpse, but instead we're just going to turn and run towards the door, narrowly avoid getting donkey punched. Let's see, we got the good pattern? We got the good pattern. Awesome. Resident Evil 3 is a game that is heavily laden with RNG elements, item drops, enemy patterns, etc., etc. And also puzzle attempts. There's 4 possible solutions to that puzzle. Normally what you do is you get the key card off of Brad's corpse and go to the computer and give you the password. But there's 4 solutions total, so you can just brute force your way through it. And that took me 4 tries, so due to RNG elements completely out of my control, I just lost 10 seconds. And here's the next big RNG. This determines the route that I get, and I just got the Magnum. You can either get the grenade launcher or the Magnum in there. Without getting the quick kill on the Gravedigger boss, the difference between getting the Magnum and the grenade launcher is about 10 seconds or so. Because you have to pick up a lot of extra gunpowder. Because there were no zombies in the way in the western office here. It's pretty easy to just GTFO. There's not a whole lot going on here, so now's a good time to read donations. Good guys.
Unfortunately, we don't have any new donations right now. However, I would like to talk about the donation incentives that we have coming up, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
We actually got a $10 donation from Edgy Mike. It says, "Hi."
Hey, what's up, Edgy Mikey? How's it going, man?
But yeah, coming up, we have a Mighty Gunvolt run where the incentive is all levels. We are currently at $275 out of $500 for that. Then we have a Luigi's Mansion any % out of bounds run. We are currently sitting at $253 out of $1,500 for that one. And then finally, our last run of the event, we have Ocarina of Time. It's going to be a glitch exhibition incentive that we have set at $5,000. So come on, guys, get those donations in, get them read. Send your words of encouragement to Carcy.
Yay. Okay, so that dodge that I just did is pretty difficult. There's a very, very slight RNG element to it, but really it more so relies on your ability to get around the first zombie, just like slide past him, and hopefully not get caught in his 180 grab. Zombies have varying speeds of 180 grabs, but anyway, for this live selection here, which effectively changes the flow of the game's events and cutscenes, and also gets you certain items, I chose to go into the basement. This route was found by SuperGamer56. But basically you can just... Oh, dude. Man, that was unfortunate. That's what happens when you kind of fail an emergency evade. I'll get back to that in a minute. But basically what this route does is it allows you to get fast skips on doors. Because the door skipping is tied directly to the game's audio, like a certain audio channel in the game. You have to be able to delay the skip a little bit until the music fades out in some doors. Other doors it just skips. You have to skip slowly for God knows what reason, but regardless, because going into the basement and going out actually kills the music. As long as you don't go into the save room to pick up the crank, you're free to just keep going through these doors and just skip them instantly. So that saves about 7 seconds alone. And also the emergency evade that I kind of flubbed up a little earlier. Basically, if you hold the R1 button for too long whenever you try to do an emergency evade, then Jill will raise her gun all the way after she shoves the zombie. So you have to be able to tap the button and get those aim frames just right. It's like maybe a 2-frame window or something like that.
Let me know when you...
It's actually pretty difficult to time. So we got the bad pattern there, where all the zombies are awake. Actually, it's probably the straighter line out of the two. So technically, I guess that would be the good pattern. And we got dogs over here. It's better that we get dogs instead of zombies, because with zombies we actually have to blow up both of the barrels.
Jill, put this on.
So because we didn't pick up the crank, we're just going to head straight for the bronze book and do the gas station on the way back.
Let me know whenever you have some time for donations.
Yeah, actually now's probably a pretty good time for that, so go ahead.
All right. We have $250 from Wiz Termy.
Oh ho ho!
Says,
check it out.
Good luck on the run, Carcy. Carcy.
Yo, cheers, Wiz Termy. Awesome.
Then we have $100 from the Megabuck.
Yo! Actually, the Megabuck is the guy on the couch behind me.
Says, bees. Wait, no bees in RE3. And then we have a $10 donation from Vortex566 saying, good luck on your run, Carcy.
Thanks, Vortex. Yeah, that was a kind of a horrible exit, but we're supposed to be using the first aid spray around here anyway, so that's fine. As long as we don't have any hang-ups coming back, we should be pretty good. But yeah, awesome guys. Thanks for helping the kids. We all really appreciate it. I also should have equipped the Magnum there. I always forget to equip the Magnum there. Really, I'm not supposed to shoot the zombie in the middle of the arcade shops here coming back, but because this guy is in like an awkward position, he has roughly a 50% chance of biting you every time you go through the room, so I just like to shoot him every time. Also, coming out of the window can either be dogs or crows. Crows is safer, but I would actually rather have dogs. I'm sure all the dog people in chat are quite happy to hear that. Oh shoot, that line. So another thing with zombie grabs in this game, if you get bit, then you have an opportunity. It's about a 7-second window, I think. I actually don't know how many seconds it is, but oh geez, it's kind of an awkward position. There's actually about a 5 to 7 second window where you are able to straight up shake the zombies off, as long as you got bit before. They put that in the game probably to prevent you from getting stun locked by zombies, but it actually does help out quite a bit. So even if you get chain grabbed, oh man, I thought that zombie was going to move forward. At this rate, I'm probably going to have to grab the first aid spray at the pharmacy. Do people hide a battery in a statue in real life? Yeah, always. Such an elaborate mechanism for a $15 car battery. Stars. And also Nemesis clearing the path for me. What a bro. Although it kind of reveals a flaw in Nemesis programming just a little bit. Because he's programmed to destroy stars, probably also means that he feels like he has to be the one to kill stars. So because we didn't go to the gas station first, there are going to be zombies here. And also on the way to the pharmacy, now's a good time for donations. Hello?
Sorry, I was trying to figure out the button. Nothing new quite yet. Make sure you get those donations in, guys.
Yeah.
Darcy clearly wants to hear them.
It's all for the kids.
All for the kids, indeed.
I realize that I may be a carcinogen raising money, but the irony is The irony certainly is not lost on me. Let's get those donations in. For the kids. So, yeah, normally in the uptown, downtown area, you have to have... Oh, wow. That was actually really close. Normally in the uptown, downtown area, you have to have a certain amount of health, but I just ate up like 8 seconds in order to keep from losing the run to caution. Oh, dang. Safstren. And the password is not Safstren. But the password is Azurville. Yay. 2 tries. A, B, C, D, E is the new meta. So coming out of here, going to take advantage of that thing that I mentioned earlier, where you take one bite and they can break out of the other, shove them through. It should be, yeah, this is caution all right. Put myself back up to 200, so that should carry us through the rest of the first half of the run. So these guys over here, sometimes I blow up that barrel depending on the position of the one closer to the barrel. The one thing that I hate about Drain Demos is they can slash your foot and then they can backstep and then slash you again while you're trying to run past them. It's pretty annoying. So this is about the part where the grenade route versus the Magnum route starts to get a little different. We have to get some gunpowders in order to be able to have the... Oh, what? I forgot. I have to get out of my inventory there, thank you. Because I had to get rid of the playing manuals earlier. If you have a clear file, then you don't have to worry about them being in your inventory, but kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. And also we're doing late crank, so gotta grab the crank while I'm at it. I didn't forget this time. For the longest time while I was practicing this run, I actually had to practice not going to the gas station and actually remembering to pick up the crank this late. I have no idea what happened there. I have no idea why I went for 180 degrees. But we need 3 sets of gunpowder A and 3 sets of gunpowder B so that we can combine them all into gunpowder CCC. So that's like 6 gunpowders total in order to get 24 Magnum rounds. But you have to mix up 1 set of gunpowder CCC, pick up maybe 1 or 2 more boxes of Magnum rounds, like late game. The lights out puzzle there is a little weird. Some people like to mash through that, but I always try to do it correctly because it'll wind up being the lowest number of inputs. Fewer inputs is generally faster. Especially if it's menus. Slide by this guy. There's our other gunpowder bee. Awesome. And now that we have all of the stuff to get the train moving, gotta get past Gravedigger on the way here. Nothing to it, just flick the switches. Hopefully he doesn't come back out and block us from the ladder. Because if he does, well, that would certainly make things a lot more awkward down the road, because then I'd have to shoot him and waste all that ammo and then mix up even more ammo later. It's like a 1% chance if it happens, but if it does, it's pretty terrible. Now I have to make sure that 5 inventory slots are free here. So I'll just combine a gunpowder. Still keep the first aid spray.
Mikhail!
Don't gotta worry about fighting Nemesis here. He's got like 400 HP, so he goes down in like one phase, and he doesn't drop any items either.
The brakes are out!
It doesn't matter what happens. Mikhail will always blow himself up with a grenade, so you can escape.
It's useless.
And now that we've escaped, we have to pray that we get the other gunpowders here. Because if we do, and we can fill up our inventory, then we actually save 10 seconds, and we don't. Now's a good time for donations, by the way.
I will definitely let you know when we do get some in. Are there any incentives that you are currently interested in? Maybe to.
Here's a gift for you.
Dang, you know, I actually haven't looked at the list.
So let me just tell you right now. Right now we have Mighty Gunvolt all levels incentive. We have Luigi's Mansion Out of Bounds, and we have Ocarina of Time Glitch Exhibition.
Let's do the Ocarina of Time Glitch Exhibition.
All right, guys, you heard it. So if you are going to make a donation, make sure to donate to the Glitch Exhibition on checkout, and it'll automatically go towards that.
So because the gunpowders didn't spawn next to the train, they spawned in the church. If they had spawned in the if they had spawned in that bedroom on the other side of the clock tower, then it actually would have saved about 10 seconds, because there was a cutscene where Carlos gives you freeze rounds. He's like, here, take this, or here's a gift for you, and then you have to select either yes or no. But in the case of the Magnum run, because grenades are useless, we didn't get the grenade launcher in the police station. We had to say no. This puzzle over here is completely 100% random in the original PlayStation release, but in pretty much every version of Resident Evil 3 on 1.1 onward, the solution is always up, down, up, down, up, and luckily we got a permutation where we only have to change B to down, so this is as fast as it gets for this puzzle. We actually got really lucky here. Now's when I use this opportunity to combine everything. No, I was forgetting something. There we go. another life selection here. We can either use the light or use the cord. If we use the light, then we just push Nemesis over the railing, and we don't ever have to deal with him. But if you use the cord, then you get his item for free. Also, there's more giant spooters. Hopefully we don't get poisoned. Okay, there we go. So, a thing about foot speed, you have to always keep your health in fine. Okay, this is actually not as fast of a solution as I would like, but it's an easy one to remember. There's about 4 solutions. What dialog box? Hey. But yeah, running speed. So if you go into caution, then your foot speed is lowered by 5% and your turning speed is lowered by 3%. So you lose about half a second every room by simply being in caution. Poison is pretty much the same thing. The only difference is you, on top of losing 1 health per second out of 200 health, you are also in caution foot speed, and you have to go out of your way to get a blue herb in order to cure it. But it's like at this stage, if you get poisoned, then you should have enough HP to be able to survive the boss encounter with Nemesis coming up. For Nemesis here, Nemesis has 400 HP per cycle, a total of 800 HP. In the US version, it's 900 HP, so it's a little bit more difficult in the US version. He also does more damage. Oh man, I dropped that quick shot there, but I actually got pretty lucky. If you shoot Nemesis at the right time, then he'll miss his rocket.
I'm sorry, Jill.
The trick that I'm using to fire the Magnum slightly faster than normal is quick shotting. If you press R1 during your recovery animation at exactly the right time, then you'll cancel your recoil animation into another shot.
I can't believe I'm still alive.
So you fire about maybe 2 frames faster, roughly. It actually saves a lot of time if you can use it to break the sequence of attacks just a little bit, especially with Nemesis Type 1 there. We got spiders in this hallway. I'd rather get spiders, even though spiders the size of a Volkswagen Beetle is pretty creepy. I'd rather get spiders than the Drain Demos, because the Drain Demos are actually extremely unpredictable. Any donations yet?
We have $10 from Teen Trunks 4. It says, the situation has been made worse by the inclusion of yet more bees.
Yay!
Heart Carsey.
Thanks, Teen Trunks.
There also appears to be a slight fracture in his right arm just below the elbow. However...
So the Carlos section, there's a lot of time that could be gained or lost here. We want to start by going to the 4th floor. This is probably the easiest set of cutscenes. We didn't get any zombies up here, so the area is clear. Oh, we got one of the good patterns, 253. 253 is the second fastest solution to get, because the numbers on the doctor's dead body correspond to where you should be pushing this shelf over here. And that means if we got 253, then we should be pushing this shelf into the top right. Ideally, the fastest is 531, which would be in the top left. But the solutions that we do not want are 325 and 104, where we have to push that shelf all the way to the bottom. Hello? There we go. Well, Carcy's get sub 46, not at this rate. It's not happening. But that's actually pretty average time gain. If we're lucky. Of course I get hit by that guy. I still can't figure out how to avoid him. So I just take the hit and move on. The solution to this puzzle is always 1, 3, and A. Because we didn't get zombies in the basement, I should have equipped the assault rifle. Because we're going to fight a couple of hunters in the hallway. But another reason that we want to go to the basement second is because those explosive barrels spawn there. Nice. I was actually expecting to take a hit there, but I didn't. Miraculous. Oh, wow. So overall, not a terrible Carlos segment. I would have preferred to get zombies in the basement, coupled with the explosives, because if you get zombies in the basement, then they're all grouped together, but instead the zombies spawned on the first floor. There was another trick here that I actually could have used to save about 0.2 of a second. If I'd held R1 whenever the room faded in, Carlos would have automatically locked onto the worms off screen, but it's an RNG chance. Sometimes there's zombies that are on the other side of that wall, so it would do no good to hold R1. And by holding R1, I mean using the auto aim. Also, I just lost like a couple of... Wait, I didn't lose time? What? I have no idea like what influences skipping the moaning sound that Jill does whenever she wakes up, but somehow I did by actually using the thing in the menu. I'm picking up the mine thrower here as a backup strat for the final boss. Because the mine thrower is actually really good against the final boss. That was unfortunate. So zombie bites in the Japanese version, they do 20 damage. In the American version, they do 30 damage. Basically anything that does 20 damage in the Japanese version does 30 damage in the US version. The Japanese version is only slightly easier than the US version, but it's still rather play the Japanese version simply because I've been playing it for so long, and it's what I'm used to. It's only marginally harder. But anyways, we got the best pattern that we could possibly get here, which is hunters on the bridge and dogs in the park, because they're easiest to slide by. If I got zombies on the bridge, then I would have had to eat about 4 or 5 seconds going each way to be able to dodge those. Serious question, why does the town have puzzles all over it? Is there some lore reason for that? Probably yeah, because most of the town is funded by Umbrella, and we all know how much Umbrella loves their puzzles and traps. getting ready for the next section over here. If we had the grenade launcher, we'd pick up the 2 gunpowder bees over there to combine them with some grenade rounds and get 12 acid rounds. That would be the fastest strat against Gravedigger. If you were able to chain enough quick shots and get a good RNG pattern against the worm so that he dives late instead of diving early, then you'd be able to kill him in 1 cycle. But because we have the Magnum, we have no choice but to kill him in 2 cycles. So overall, the grenade launcher could save about 30 seconds or so. Kind of messed up. Actually, I didn't mess it up that bad. I thought I was actually going to take a bite there. So the Gravedigger takes full damage when he pops his head out, but when his body is completely out and he... Hang on. Oh, okay, this is a good pattern. When his body is completely out, there is a period of time where he'll take full damage, but where's he going? Hello? There is a period of time where his body is completely out and he'll take full damage. But if he attacks and he submerges, then he'll only take 10 damage going down, so it's actually a pretty bad place to waste some ammo, is on the Gravedigger, especially the acid rounds, because you would need 5 freeze rounds and 3 acid rounds in order to complete it. Overall, that was a pretty bad Gravedigger fight, but there's certainly worse things in the world. I could have ended that fight in caution without any first aid sprays. Oh wow, that hunter just spun right around. Try to go middle of the road. I'm still not entirely sure how to dodge that dog there. Oh man. Generally, if you reach the dead body that has the Magnum rounds here fast enough, then it's actually probably a little bit faster to get those Magnum rounds than it would be to grab them in the heliport. But I already used 1 Magnum round on a zombie in Uptown, which you're actually not supposed to do. But because I normally pick up the mine thrower for the Magnum route anyway, I just decided to go ahead and just use like 1 or 2 Magnum rounds. The main reason that you want to conserve Magnum rounds is for the final Nemesis fight. What I just did there is just a very small clip, a Steam clip. Saves about 15 seconds or so. And also resetting the room here clears out the zombies that would normally be like right about here, so. Oh man, I hope I get worms here and not hunters. Okay, good. Means we're making it to the final Nemesis fight. But I should probably save my game here, because I'm not completely 100% confident in my ability to get a consistent Nemesis fight with the knife, so. Okay, so this puzzle over here is the water puzzle. This is actually one of the bad solutions over here. I think this is... Is this right 2 or left 2? Yeah, it's right 2. Okay. B. Oh man. Wait. A. Oh man. Anyone who has played Resident Evil 3 knows the struggle. Okay, that's correct. Is this it? I think so. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Whoa, what? Okay, well, this is a little embarrassing. I actually did not write down the solutions for this. There we go. B. Okay, that's it. That's the solution. See? I remembered it, and I did it all by myself. Thanks, mods. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Excuse me? I just wanted to do a quick safety save there, because the next boss fight coming up is kind of a pain in the arse if you don't get it right. The first 2 phases are pretty precise, but the 3rd phase is total RNG. And sometimes I mess up a little bit on the 1st phase, which in turn messes up the 2nd phase. Because if I fail this fight, or if I get a game over here, then I would have to go all the way back to the beginning, so that's why I did a safety save.
Stars.
So this fight over here, it's faster to just knife these valves over here and spray acid all over him than it is to mix up the ammo to kill him. 1 step, 2 step, stand on top of the puddle, he's gonna attack. Stars, wait for him to attack again, come on, come on. There, oh no, okay, this is exactly the reason why I saved my game. Because now we gotta wing it. Oh, dang. That's unfortunate. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, got it. So, yeah, Nemesis is actually smart enough to backstab all of these. Like I said, I'm not really used to this strat because there's not really much I can do. Like, once I mess it up once, it's actually really, really risky. But you pretty much have no choice but to do it in the Magnum route. Wow, how did I not die from that? I'm actually trying not to reset here, otherwise the poor people in tech will have to recapture everything. Because the game window actually, for some reason, really loves to get in there. Wow, what a jerk. This is exactly why I saved my game. Dang it. Okay, whatever. It looks like he's gonna kill me. Sure. See, if he actually did attack me on the second valve, like he was supposed to, then we wouldn't be in this situation. We'd be fighting a headless Nemesis. But for some reason, he's like not killing me. He's just crabbing me over and over again. There, finally, the kill animation. That's actually the only attack that Nemesis can kill you with in this phase. Everything else just causes damage. Do we have any more donations?
Let me double check. No, we do not.
No donations? You better be helping them kids. I'm telling you now. Because if you're not helping those kids, I'm gonna be a very sad Carcy. You don't like me when I'm sad?
Warning. Proceeding with operation in treatment room. Please evacuate immediately.
All right. So, round 2. Hopefully it'll work this time.
Stars.
I'm still like not sure what I keep messing up in the first phase to get him to not attack at the right time in the second phase. Get better first? Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is, I've actually been messing around this whole time. Come on. Got it? No! He'll do just any attack except the one that I need him to do. Come on. Come on, man. God, why did they make this fight so unbelievably difficult? I've actually been messing around this whole time. I'm totally better at this fight, I swear. I'm just using it to milk donations. But in all seriousness, this is actually really hard. What? Hello? Finally, jeez. Okay, there. That's phase 2 down. We just got one more. That should be it. Come on. Or he could just like keep attacking in place. That's cool too. There we go. I think. Wow, he's going to avoid that. Or not. Okay, there we go. Finally.
With that victory, we have a couple donations.
Yay!
We had,
See, I knew the sad Carsy face would work.
We had $5 from Vortex. Well done for not swearing live on stream. We believe in you.
Yo, thanks, Vortex.
And $10 from Horrible Name. No sad Carsy, please.
Missile
Thanks, Horrible Name.
confirmed. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Yeah, so this is going into a very, very, very special YouTube video that I'm making called "This is how you don't play Resident Evil." Oh wait, someone else already did "This is how you don't play Resident Evil." I'm sorry. Okay, we got a good pattern here, so we can squeeze right by.
Warning.
There's one more thing of Magnum rounds in there. And this should be exactly enough to beat Nemesis the final time. Actually, to avoid something potentially embarrassing, to avoid a particularly embarrassing situation, I'm just going to pick up that first aid spray. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling lucky after that Nemesis fight. I should probably play it like real safe here.
Checking system. Checking data. Warning. There is not enough power to activate the system.
I had a beautiful idea. Someone needs to go through all the footage and splice together all the times chokes so the words "This has never happened before" and make a marathon luck montage. There's probably like 50 of those on YouTube right now.
Connected.
Okay, so the final Nemesis fight here. What you have to do is you got to get him under 202 HP because the rail cannon does 202 damage per shot. But the first shot has to connect, and he has to be under 202 HP, so it can't be the second shot per volley. It has to be the first shot, and he has to be under 202 HP for his kill animation to happen.
Executing the quick charge program. Preparing to fire.
So we're going to try to lure him over this way. Oh, jeez. And just so the mine thrower doesn't completely go to waste here, because this is a pretty cool weapon. That should do it. Alright, so we at least got the 2-cycle final Nemesis here, so that is the last encounter with Nemesis. It's the end of the game.
Warning. System
And as is the tradition, because we did not get a PB, we're going to give him stars instead. One more live select. Also get ready to call time.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
Best line in the entire series right there. Oh wow, that mine still didn't explode. That's amazing. Okay. And ready to call time?
Jill! Over here!
And time.
All right, your time was 55:59, but we're gonna add like 5 seconds to that. The mishap at the beginning.
Unfortunate
Mishap at the beginning? Oh, okay.
It seems that
All right,
the president
well.
and the federal
You
council
just kind of went, and I was like,
have
oh,
judgment
is he
over
gonna
the
count me?
city.
Anyway,
The president
you're
and
great.
the federal council
Yeah, okay,
ruled
cool.
that the back
So,
terminate
came in under
operation
estimate,
is the
which
best
is
course of action
good,
for this
but
extreme situation and have since executed.
With that, we
That-
have one final
Based on that
donation.
fact, Raccoon City
Yeah,
has been
let's
literally
hear it.
wiped off the map.
$15 from Hey Man.
Current reports have the death
Hey,
toll
what's up, man?
surpassing the 100,000 mark.
No message.
Our hearts go out to those
Thanks
poor
for 15
civilians
bucks, man.
of Raccoon.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was pretty terrible RNG overall. Anyways, I'd like to give a shout out to the Resident Evil 3 community. Dudley, Wolf, Wusscake, Bach, Julian, Rebecca. All these guys have pushed the time down for Resident Evil 3 really far. Super Gamer found like a lot of great rerouting stuff. Extra special thank you to Wusscake for who is the world record holder of the game at 42 minutes and 3 seconds, who actually helped me out a lot over the last few weeks trying to de-rust from the game. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the rest of Smash the Record.
All right, Carcinogen. You can follow him on Twitch on CarcinogenSDA. Next up, we have